talk more about that too. But let's go ahead and get the dates down. So then the next one is behavior rehearsal. So we're looking at the week of the 19th.
And that week, I'm going to have, that when it is, I'm not sure if it's that Thursday or the following Thursday. We have a family night, but I know that Friday is our training with Patty. I'm pretty sure. Either that Friday or the next. I'm pretty sure that it was the 23rd though.
Okay.
So that'll need to be one of those first 3 days at 4.
Alright, let's go for Wednesday at 4.
Okay, 21st.
You don't have anything Wednesday evenings that you have to rush to? Okay.
Nope, I don't.
That's behavior rehearsal. Then the next one would be the live coaching. We still have another week in January.
We do. And again, any of those first 3 days at 4 would probably work best for me.
Okay, let's do Wednesday again.
28th.
Live coaching. And then the last activity for peer-to-peer and actually for peer-to-peer the coach is not present.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that something that you would sit in on with me, or that's just something that I just set up with a coworker?
Right.
Okay.
So would you like to set a date just to have something to shoot for on that?
Yeah,
now we're into February.
yes, I'm thinking I'm going to shoot for February. I'm trying to think, I think our last training with Patty, what day is that? I wish I knew. I think it's actually the 27th. I'm pretty sure we have the 5th off, so I'm going to shoot for February 5th.
Okay, sounds good. And what time?
February 5th. That is really going to depend upon staffing and who's here and who's not. I'll say an 11, but I mean, I know that one's going to have to change.
Well, is there any other day that is better for staffing?
No, there's no good days for staffing.
Okay. And I'm sorry, did you say 4?
No, I'm going to put 11 a.m.
Oh, 11, okay.
Yeah. And I'm sure that'll be something that as I get closer to that date, then I can talk with Corey and Annette and see what staff we have and decide if it's going to be Ivy or Emily or Ed or yeah.
Very good.
And I think that'll depend upon how everything else goes, and I'll say, oh, I think this is the person who could probably benefit the most from this. And this is the person who I need to share this with.
Yeah, you're already thinking ahead, and I'm just so excited that even just since our last conversations, you got some information on your parents around this topic, and do you feel like you've gotten to know some a little bit better, or even just
I was surprised that just even that little sheet really opened up some conversation with some parents, and that was very interesting. And another thing that happened that I don't know, I guess I kind of expected was that I had 3 parents who, when I said, would you like to choose a goal, one thing that you want to do to work on, they said no. I said, okay, then you're doing so much for your kid, and just doing these things that you're doing is really wonderful, and I appreciate your honesty, and saying I can't take anything else on.
Yeah. Giving them positive feedback just in their decision to say no at this time. And how many, so 3 out of how many parents?
3 out of roughly, I'm trying to think of about how many kids I I met with maybe 25, 27, about 3 out of 27 or so.
That's not bad.
Yeah, well, it kind of makes me wonder, how many of the others, I mean, they're going down and they're checking these things off of there, and I'm thinking, I don't think you do half of these things that you say you're doing, but it did open up conversation, and I think it did get them thinking about, oh, these are things that they're saying important, or maybe that's something that I should start paying more attention to, and maybe that's something that I can focus on in a different way at another time. I was
thinking another objective down the road.
Yeah, and one of the things that I have on there is, do you read the newsletters? And every single parent said they read the newsletters, and I do not for a second believe that every parent reads the newsletters, But and what I was really hoping, what I would really hope to get from that is, who are the parents that aren't, so then I know I need to make sure that I'm communicating with them in some other way, and they don't feel the freedom yet to say, no, I'm not reading those newsletters, and that's okay. So then what can I do in those relationships, to show maybe some frailty in myself, or those kinds of things, so they're not afraid to say, I'm totally not reading those newsletters.
I wonder,
that is so helpful for me to know that, because then I can make sure when we're having a special event or something that I'm able to communicate with you in another way.
Right. And I just wonder if you've asked any of them, when they say that they've read the newsletters, have you asked them, oh, what did you like the best about, what struck you as most interesting
I didn't do anything there. There was one parent I maybe kind of put them on the spot a little bit, and saying, do you have someone who can translate for you? Because I was like, I know that it's a parent who doesn't read in English or Spanish, and I've been working really hard to do them in Spanish. So every newsletter has been in Spanish, and it's probably really bad Spanish because it's just like online translation. So I'm sure it's very halty and does not read very well, but I'm hoping it gets the information across. And every single one of them was just saying that they read it. And there's one who I know does not read English or Spanish. I was like, oh, you have someone who translates for you? And yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that you have that.
Well, you have a lot of good ideas. You've already implemented so many good ideas, and then now you have some more to work on. Then and they can't. They won't necessarily all happen in the first year.
Oh, definitely
They just build on each other. So, okay, so I think that does it for getting down some dates, and then we'll just keep filling this in as we know, who's going to be doing what and when, and any resources that we need.
Okay.
And then our next meeting will be Coaching on Topic.
All right.
Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
And cut.
Today, one.
Did I? It says only 8 minutes. No. Really?